lady. It's always a pleasure speaking with you. I saw on social media, and correct me if I'm wrong, were you performing at a coffee shop or a pub, or it was like a small stage and you were on with a guitar playing? Am I right or wrong?
You're right. I just did,
Yeah.
yeah, a rare songwriters circle show with a bunch of friends of mine at the Burdock. Yeah.
Okay, and when you say rare, that's why it surprised me, and I'm bringing it up because I honestly, for as long as I've known you, I don't think I've ever seen you in a performance.
I mean, that's what I did before I
Yeah.
became solely a studio. I was going to call myself a studio rat, but I think that's um, yeah. I performed as a solo artist for years, and then was hired to tour with a bunch of artists as a multi-instrumentalist, and then decided I couldn't do everything eventually. So I enjoyed being in the studio more. I think the touring life stressed me out too much. So yeah, so now I if a friend asks and I can make the time, I'll do it. Yeah. And it's
How
nice.
wa-
It's nice now. There's like no pressure when I perform.
how was that to do it?
It was nice. It was nerve-wracking at first because I feel so out of practice and detached from that part of me. Um, but yeah, I think the nice part was I couldn't figure out what to play, and then I just kind of went back to my old solo material and I played songs I haven't played in like a decade. So that was fun.
You're so good though. Like, wouldn't you even think of maybe recording a new single or even an EP or something? Doesn't mean you have to tour it, but just
Yeah.
to put it out there. So, just to remind people how good you are.
I've actually I only make my own music when I feel like I have something to say. And lately
Hmm.
I find I've had a lot to say. I've started to write for myself. So who knows, maybe soon. Yeah,
I
and I
hope
don't know what
so.
it's gonna be, but we'll see. We'll see how it evolves as the
Have
world unfolds.
Oh, let's not even get to the world. One part of the world I will talk about. How has this whole World Cup soccer thing that you've been involved with, how has that been going so far?
It's been a lot of fun. Yeah, the city of Toronto has just been really amping up the the energy as we approach the World Cup. It started last year, like as soon as the single dropped for the host city theme that I did, and yeah, that was about a year and a half, I think, before the World Cup. So yeah, we've been doing a lot of fun events in the city, and yeah, I'm just getting, I'm so pumped, and I love this city so much, and I just think this is like the perfect amalgamation of like our city hosting World Cup time, which is always, I think, a really exciting time in the city, whether we're hosting or not. So,
Well, another
yeah.
exciting time in this city, of course, is Women in Music, the summit that's been
Hmm.
going on, which I think is amazing, especially because of what's going to happen as I speak Thursday. There is an award event celebrating women in Canada. You're involved in this in some way. How are you involved in this, please?
I was just nominated for the Excellence in Sound category, which is a new category that they added this year. Yeah, which is it's super exciting, and I feel completely honored.
How does it feel basically being part of this new category? And so many great Kayla Diamond is on this, I do believe too. So,
Yeah, yeah. I think it's incredible. It's nice that they've added it because I think there are so many women in sound that are doing such incredible things. And I've always said that, especially with the gender gap when it comes to women in production and engineering, it's really like a visibility factor. I think that's preventing a lot of women's work from being heard. And I think these types of events are a beautiful way to just bring awareness to what people in the community are doing. So
no,
yeah,
I
it's
agree with
awesome.
you because I know back in the 80s, before I got into just as I was getting the radio, I really wanted to be a sound engineer. And I
Yeah.
actually took a job at a building that is no longer there. It's a parking lot, but it was a building at Young and Bloor in Toronto. And in the downstairs area, they had a recording studio. And I took a part-time job while I was going to school as a cleaner because I wanted to hang out in the studio. One thing that always stood out in my head was I never saw women
Hmm.
unless they were in there to do, vocals or something, but never behind the board. Here we are now in 2026. It's becoming a more common thing, but I still don't think enough. Do you agree with that?
I agree, and I think that's why Women in Music Canada exists. I think there's many facets of the industry where, we're still working on closing the gender equity gap. We're still trying to bring visibility to the amazing things that women are doing, and also just community building. Because I think the way that we transform these things is to really become a part of a community and foster that community. But it definitely has changed. I mean, even in the 10 years since this conversation really started coming to the forefront of the industry and our discussions, there's been a massive change. I think the pandemic was a catalyst for that, because it allowed time for even, women that may have just been focusing on their artist careers to also start exploring production. Yeah, and so I think it's just a time and numbers thing at this point, and it's already happening. So I use this example a lot, but there have been so many other professions that I think were male dominated before that, and now it's not even something that we think about. Like when my mom went to architecture school in the early 80s, I think she was one of two women in the program, and now most of the architects I know are women. So.
No, and that makes a difference. I also think as it's coming up the end of March, the Juno Awards, I think the Junos have done an excellent job.
Mm.
Karis made an excellent job in focusing on women and their careers behind the board and getting nominations because I don't see, and again, no disrespect to the US, but I don't see it in the US. I don't see it anywhere else. But in Canada, I see that a lot when it comes to our big award shows.
Yeah, I definitely think, again, it comes back to community and fostering community. A lot of it is also encouraging women to submit because sometimes I don't think it's in the paradigm, to submit their work. And I think even just knowing that the submissions have gone up for women and their work, is part of that change.
You're probably going to argue with me about this part, but you've kind of become the face of this movement, if I can use that. And I know because I've seen people come up to you for advice. What do you say to them when they talk about wanting to either be in this business behind the board or thinking about being in this business behind the board? What do you say to them?
Uh, Honestly, I can only give advice based on what I've been through. And my my mentality has always been to let the work speak for itself and to work hard,
Yeah.
and that's what I would tell anybody, because I think at the end of the day, um that's what makes us good at our jobs and what gives us more opportunities, whether you're, woman, man, non-binary. It's the fact that, at the end of the day, your work speaks for itself. So, uh, and I think that the only thing that really prevents us from doing things is our own fear and the
Yeah.
dialogue in our own heads that limit us. And I think that goes for any person. So, yeah, I think just encouraging people to not doubt themselves, and to also realize, like any skill set, it's something that we build over time, and we may not be, producing mega records when we first start out, but I think the more that we do it, the more that skill set develops, and then that opens those doors for us. So.
Can you give that same advice to people who do interviews? Like, you got to start small and you work your way up to mega stars like yourself. I don't think they
I'm
get that.
stop with the megastar thing.
I can do
Schedule me in
that.
the basement. I don't
I
do anything.
I don't care. I've known you long enough and I got mad respect for you, so I can say that. Are we gonna see you at the Junos, do you think? I mean, you're used to
And
red
yeah,
carpets.
I'm gonna come out to the gala night. I have a bunch of friends that are nominated that I'm really excited for, and yeah, I'm just excited to come celebrate with everybody and hang out. So
And
it's a
fantastic.
nice opportunity to see everybody.
Yeah, I will be there. I've already got I booked my hotel long ago just to make sure and I
Amazing.
finally
I
got
did too, because I was
confirmation.
a little scared about the accommodation situation out in Hamilton. So
And
yeah,
just so you know, you are bang on right now. There are people scrambling and there's nothing out
yeah,
there. So you made the right move. And how
amazing.
busy are you going to be when World Cup kicks in? Are you going to be busy yourself or Like, are they going to have you out there for anything or?
I'm hoping so. We've talked about it, so I'm just waiting. I kind of just wait for the city to reach out and be like, "This is
Yeah.
what's going on," and I'm always happy to just jump into whatever they're doing. So yeah, I'm hoping to check out a game if I can, but I definitely will be. I'm sticking around this summer because there's a lot of records are being made. So yeah.
Yeah. I love the fact that you can say, yeah, I'm hoping to check out a game. I couldn't even get close to it. So I hope you can make it down
No,
to a
we'll
game.
see. Yeah, I hope I can get into a game. I think it would be a dream come true. I mean, I've been watching, like many of us, I've been watching World Cup since I was a kid with my family. So yeah, it's really
Fantastic.
exciting.
And in the meantime, fingers crossed for you too. Mind you, I love Kayla, so my fingers are crossed for her too.
Listen, every
Uh,
every single person in that category is slaying it, and I think it's just awesome that we get to celebrate each other. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Congratulations on all your success. And
thank
I'll
you.
see you in Hamilton. And like I said, good
Yes,
luck on Thursday.
thank you.